my name is JC and welcome to my YouTube channel. So the first part of this video, I'm just going to talk about who I am, kind of an introduction to my YouTube channel. If you're not interested in that, that's completely fine. You can skip to the timestamp that I have in the description box. My name is JC, I'm 21 years old, and I just graduated from the University of Ottawa with a biomedical sciences degree. I am actually from the island of St. Lucia, so that's a small island in the Caribbean if you don't know where it is. And I moved to Canada when I was in grade 10, approximately 7 years ago now. I went to high school in Ottawa, Ontario, and then I went to the University of Ottawa where I completed my biomedical science degree. And I'm moving on to the University of Toronto for medical school. Yay! I got to know that I got into medical school a week ago and I'm super excited. Toronto has always been my dream city to live in, and to do medical school there is the best of both worlds. I get to become a doctor, which is the career I've always wanted, as well as live in the city that I want. If you want to see some perspectives from someone who went to high school and undergrad in Canada, hopefully I can help you guys out. Otherwise, I have done some work at the University of Ottawa as a student ambassador. So for the past year, what I did was kind of the same thing, answering high school students' questions about undergrad. I really enjoyed giving tours and just answering students' questions. So this will be another way that I can do that since I'm not in that job anymore. A little bit more tailored to science. This channel will be catered towards pre-meds or any other students doing a science undergrad degree. I'm going to do videos on tips on how to study, specifically for applications to medical school and anything around that realm. I'm also hoping to do videos on healthy habits such as reading, and I will also take you guys on my journey through medical school. Hopefully you like the content. I'm hoping to post once a week, but sometimes I can be lazy, so hopefully I can keep that schedule. If not, we'll see. Now that you guys know a little bit more about me, we can jump into the video. It's a pretty difficult time for extracurriculars. I know a lot of pre-meds or other students have set things up for the summer, whether it be a volunteer job or something else that has been cancelled, and now I know a lot of students are struggling and stumbling to find other ideas of things to do. So the first extracurricular you guys can do during quarantine is tutoring. The majority of pre-meds are very good at those basic sciences. So in terms of high school and elementary math, science, right now, the majority of students in high school and in elementary school are put into a position where they're at home being homeschooled, but a lot of the times it doesn't work for everyone. A great way to do that is to post your ad on something like Kijiji. So in Canada, in Ontario, we have a website kind of maybe like Craigslist, but you can put an ad for yourself saying, hi, I am a second-year university student and I'm interested in tutoring grade 1 to 5 in sciences. You'd be surprised the amount of people who would reach out to you, especially if you're doing it as a volunteer or at a very good rate. And it's an amazing way to use your time wisely, but also to help out other younger students who might be struggling in stuff that you already know. Another idea along those same lines is becoming a language tutor or a language mentor. So if you know a second language, unfortunately I don't yet, but if you know a second language, you can really use that to your advantage. So if you also know French or you also know Mandarin or some other second language, there's a couple websites you can become a language tutor. So I'm going to put a couple of them in the description box. You can either do that as a volunteer or a paid position if you would like to also make some money and really use a skill that you already have if you do speak a second language to help someone else. You can do it completely from the safety of your home using either the website itself or something like FaceTime, Zoom, anything like that. The third cool volunteer extracurricular I actually had is making a book club. So a book club may seem like something that you can't put on a medical school application, but if you do it right, it can be something that does make your application look even better. So what I would recommend if you want to start a book club is to make it more stable or more legit. So make a website. a website where you will post the book that you have to read every month or every week, and then post weekly blogs on that book in terms of a summary, how you felt about it. Get all of your friends and family to also read it to you and submit you excerpts, or find other people online using something like Reddit where other people can join your book club as well. By making it something that you can put on a website, it strengthens that extracurricular. It makes it easier to get it verified on your application, and reading is an amazing skill with many transferable skills within, and so it's an opportunity that basically anyone can do from your house. By making it into a website as well, it's easier for other people to follow along and easier to get that verified. Another cool thing you can do as an extracurricular during this time is becoming a web developer. I know a lot of pre-meds who have some history or experience with either HTML. Since that is something you can do completely remotely, I've seen a lot of volunteer positions online where smaller charities are looking for volunteer web developers in this time where businesses are having to move or shift the model of their business to something that their population can access online. To help a business transition is an amazing thing and a great way to get volunteer hours and pad up your extracurriculars. So I'll be leaving some of those websites and opportunities in the description box. In Ottawa, some of them I found were on a website called Volunteer Ottawa. So in all of the different cities, they should have these banks of volunteer opportunities. If you go on any of those web banks and you search in something like web developer, you can see what you might be qualified for, and you can even do a quick course online to learn how to use HTML. So if you don't have that knowledge, you can always learn it and then apply to those volunteer positions. Another thing you can do during quarantine is actually becoming an online workout or fitness instructor. So I do have a friend who started doing that for yoga. She teaches weekly yoga classes using Zoom. You can do that with anything. You can stream weekly baking classes. Now that everyone's in quarantine, a lot of people are learning how to cook for themselves every day. A lot of people need advice on how to stay fit inside, and you can be that person to do that for your community. If you're not inclined with fitness or you don't know how to cook, that's completely fine. You might have another skill. Another volunteer or extracurricular opportunity is starting your own website for something else. So I actually have a friend who does piano, so she's very good at piano, and she started an Instagram page where she posts some of her piano routines, and that's an amazing way to solidify an activity that you might not be able to verify otherwise. If you make it into a page on Instagram or to a website, it's way easier to get that verified by somebody else for your application. If you can't play the piano, you can do that with something else, like playing a guitar or something completely outside music. Another cool thing that you can do to bolster your extracurriculars is to find a hobby. A lot of people say that you can't put hobbies on your application, and I don't think that's true because I put hobbies on my mental application. A lot of schools really want to see that you're well-rounded. So if you learn how to cook, if you want to learn how to garden, you can document that and add that in. If you want to learn how to paint, start now, why not? So most of the stuff that I just said does not require you to leave your house, but if you would like to, one great volunteer opportunity is actually grocery delivery for the elderly. So a lot of the elderly in many neighborhoods, it's very unsafe for them to go grocery shopping or to go shopping for the necessities right now, and because of that, there have been loads of different organizations who have started to pull people together to volunteer to do grocery pickup and drop off for the elderly. So if you think that you are in a position where you can do that, you can either join some of the organizations that have already been set up, or you can make your own for your community. One other extracurricular that you can do along the lines of the traditional pre-med research activity is a literary review. So a literary review is combining research on the same topic to see if there's a trend overall. That's something that a lot of students can do in their own home. I would recommend, if you're interested in doing a literature review, to look in your school as to which professors have already done lit reviews. I would send them an email and ask if they're looking for any students. You don't know, you might find someone to take you on into a lab virtually, and you can help out with that. And the last quarantine extracurricular I have for you guys is self-care. It's extremely stressful being in pre-med. Every single second you're thinking about, how does my application look? Wait, my research was canceled, what am I supposed to do? Wait, I was supposed to do this and I can't do it anymore. This is a great time to take take the time to relax, take the time to build those healthy habits, waking up on time, getting the sleep that you need, getting the food and sustenance that you need, because I know it can be stressful. Try to do these extracurriculars or volunteer activities that you can, but also remember to take care of yourself. It's a stressful time. A lot of people are stressed. This might not be a time where you're 150% productive, and that's okay too. Alright guys, well, thank you for watching my first YouTube video. I hope that these tips help you. Just a reminder, I have left the links to a lot of websites that offer all these volunteer and extracurriculars opportunities that I spoke about in the description box if you're interested in checking out any of them. Otherwise, stay tuned for my next videos.